Hello, dear viewers. Today we will discuss with you a very important and complex issue: Hezbollah. In this video series, we will examine in detail the history of Hezbollah from its emergence to the present day. If you are ready, let's get started. The birth and early period of Hezbollah. Hezbollah is an Arabic name meaning Party of God. This organization was founded in Lebanon in 1982. The main reason for its establishment was the Israeli invasion of Lebanon. Shia Muslims living in Lebanon at the time came together to defend themselves and resist the Israeli occupation. The founder and first leader of the organization was Subhi al-Tufaili. Soon after, however, Hassan Nasrallah, who is still the organization's Secretary General today, took over the leadership. With his charismatic personality and eloquent speeches, Nasrallah became the most important figure shaping Hezbollah. Hezbollah's early years were heavily influenced by the Islamic Revolution in Iran. Iran provided both ideological and material support to Hezbollah. This support helped the organization grow and strengthen rapidly. The 1980s, resistance and terrorism accusations. Throughout the 1980s, Hezbollah resisted the Israeli occupation using guerrilla tactics. During this period, the organization carried out numerous bombings and kidnappings against Western targets. These actions led to Hezbollah's international designation as a terrorist organization. In 1983, bomb attacks on the U.S. Embassy in Beirut and the U.S. and French Marine Corps headquarters were attributed to Hezbollah. Hundreds of people were killed in these attacks. Incidents such as the 1985 hijacking of the TWA plane were also attributed to the organization. During this period, Hezbollah began to operate not only as a military force, but also as an organization providing social services to the Shia community in Lebanon. It gained popular support by opening hospitals, schools, and aid organizations. 1990s, entry into politics and victory over Israel. In the 1990s, Hezbollah underwent a significant change in strategy. The organization moved from being solely an armed resistance movement to the political arena. Also started to establish a presence in Lebanon. In 1992, Hezbollah participated in the Lebanese parliamentary elections and won seats for the first time. During this period, Hezbollah continued its struggle against Israel. In 1993 and 1996, the organization showed significant resistance in the conflicts with Israel. However, the real turning point came in 2000. In 2000, Israel ended its 18-year occupation of South Lebanon and withdrew its troops. This was seen as a major victory for Hezbollah. The organization touted itself as the first Arab force to push Israel back, which increased its prestige and popularity in the region. 2000s, political power in the 2006 war. In the 2000s, Hezbollah began to play a more active role in Lebanese politics. In 2005, Hezbollah took a pro-Syrian stance during the anti-Syrian demonstrations that followed the assassination of Lebanese Prime Minister Rafik Hariri. The year 2006 marked a critical turning point in Hezbollah's history. On July 12th, Hezbollah militants crossed the Israeli border, kidnapped 2 Israeli soldiers, and killed 8 of them. This incident triggered a 34-day war between Israel and Hezbollah. During the war, Hezbollah fired thousands of rockets at cities in northern Israel. Israel, in turn, bombed Lebanon intensively. The fighting resulted in hundreds of civilian casualties and massive property damage on both sides. At the end of the war, both sides declared victory. Hezbollah considered it a success that it was able to hold out against Israel's powerful army. This war once again demonstrated Hezbollah's military power and influence in the region. 2010s, Syrian civil war and regional expansion. The 2011 civil war in Syria marked a new turning point for Hezbollah. The organization sent troops to Syria to support its ally Bashar al-Assad's regime. This decision signaled that Hezbollah was beginning to play an active role outside Lebanon. Its presence in Syria gave Hezbollah new military experience and increased its operational capacity. However, this had a negative impact on the organization's popularity among Sunni Muslims and exacerbated sectarian tensions. During this period, Hezbollah was also accused of supporting the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Allegations that the organization was acting in line with Iran's regional interests increased Hezbollah's ideology and structure. Hezbollah's ideology is based on Islamic resistance and anti-imperialism. The organization adheres to the Shia Islamic doctrine of Velayat-e-Faqih. This doctrine holds that the religious leader should be the political authority. The structure of Hezbollah is quite complex. The organization consists of a military wing, a political party, and a vast network of social services. Its military wing acts independently of the Lebanese army and has its own weapons and ammunition. Its political wing is represented in the Lebanese parliament and participates in government coalitions. Its social service network includes hospitals, schools, orphanages, and other charitable organizations. This structure allows Hezbollah to reach different segments of Lebanese society. Hezbollah and international relations. Hezbollah's international standing is highly controversial. Many countries and organizations, such as the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, and the Arab League, consider Hezbollah a terrorist organization. However, Russia, China, and some other countries disagree. Hezbollah's closest ally is Iran. Iran provides financial and military support to the organization. Syria has also traditionally been an important supporter of Hezbollah. The organization's relationship with Israel is in a constant state of tension and conflict. Hezbollah defines its raison d'etre as resistance against Israel and characterizes Israel as the Zionist enemy. Hezbollah's economic activities and financing. Hezbollah's financing has always been a matter of debate. It is widely accepted that the organization's main source of income is Iran. However, Hezbollah also conducts its own economic activities. The organization runs various businesses in Lebanon and abroad. These include construction companies, restaurants, supermarkets, and even a bank. It also receives donations from the Lebanese diaspora and sympathizers. Hezbollah is also alleged to be involved in illegal activities, such as drug trafficking and money laundering. However, the organization vehemently denies these allegations. Hezbollah and Lebanese domestic politics. Hezbollah is an important actor in Lebanese domestic politics. The organization enjoys the support of a large part of the Shiite population in the country. With a strong representation in parliament, Hezbollah has the power to influence government decisions. However, Hezbollah's political role is often criticized by other groups in Lebanon. In particular, the issue of the organization's disarmament causes great controversy within the country. While Hezbollah claims that it works to protect the interests of the Shiite community in Lebanon's delicate sectarian balance, opponents argue that the organization acts in line with Iranian interests and undermines the country's sovereignty. Hezbollah and the media. Hezbollah is an organization that makes effective use of the media. It runs a television channel called Al-Manar and a radio station called Al-Nur. These media outlets are used to spread the organization's messages and mobilize its base. The organization also actively uses social media. There are numerous accounts on platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube run by Hezbollah sympathizers. Hezbollah's media strategy often includes anti-Israel and resistance-oriented messages. It also produces content that highlights the organization's social services and contributions to Lebanese society. Hezbollah and women. Hezbollah's attitude towards women is in many respects based on traditional Islamic values. The organization supports women's education and work, but expects them to do so within Islamic guidelines. Hezbollah has women's branches, which are particularly active in social services and education. However, the representation of women in the organization's senior leadership is very limited. In recent years, Hezbollah has taken steps to increase women's political participation. In 2009, for the first time, it elected a female candidate to parliament. Hezbollah and youth. Hezbollah sees youth as the future of the organization and carries out various programs for youth. The organization organizes youth camps, sports clubs, and educational programs. The aim of these programs is to train young people in line with Hezbollah's ideology and ensure their loyalty to the organization. At the same time, these activities aim to keep young people away from drugs and other harmful habits. Hezbollah's youth strategy is critical to the long-term sustainability of the organization. By winning over the younger generations, the organization aims to maintain its presence and influence for years to come. Hezbollah and environmental policies. In recent years, Hezbollah has also started to show interest in environmental issues. The organization organizes various campaigns to draw attention to and find solutions to environmental problems in Lebanon. These campaigns include reforestation projects, waste management programs, and clean energy initiatives. Through these activities, Hezbollah aims to raise environmental awareness and improve its public image. However, some critics argue that Hezbollah's environmental policies are not sincere and are merely an image exercise. Hezbollah and education. Hezbollah sees education as a strategic area. The organization operates schools and training centers in different parts of Lebanon. These schools provide both academic and religious education. Hezbollah's education policy aims to transmit the organization's ideology and values to new generations. At the same time, these schools aim to raise the educational level and improve the socio-economic status of the Shia community. The organization also provides scholarships for higher education. These scholarships enable young people affiliated with Hezbollah to get a university education and rise within the organization. Hezbollah and healthcare. Hezbollah operates an extensive healthcare network in Lebanon. This network includes hospitals, clinics, and mobile health units. The organization provides health services, particularly in areas where state services are inadequate. These health services play an important role in enhancing Hezbollah's reputation in society. Free or low-cost healthcare, especially for the poor and disadvantaged, increases loyalty to the organization. However, some critics claim that Hezbollah uses health services for political purposes and that these services are only provided to those who are loyal to the organization. Hezbollah and arts and culture. Hezbollah uses culture and the arts as a means to spread its ideology and strengthen social bonds. The organization regularly organizes cultural events, exhibitions, and concerts. These events often focus on Islamic values, the culture of resistance, and anti-imperialist themes. Hezbollah also has its own musical groups, poets, and artists. The organization is also involved in film and television productions. Documentaries and films about Hezbollah's activities and ideology are produced. Hezbollah and sports. Hezbollah uses sports as a tool to mobilize society and attract young people to the organization. The organization runs various sports clubs and organizes tournaments. Football is the sport that Hezbollah attaches the most importance to. The organization runs football clubs in different parts of Lebanon. These clubs not only provide young people with the opportunity to play sports, but also convey Hezbollah's values and messages. In addition, Hezbollah regularly organizes marathon events called resistance runs. These events are held to celebrate the organization's military victories and to increase social solidarity. Hezbollah and economic development projects. Hezbollah claims to contribute to Lebanon's economic development. The organization carries out various economic development projects, especially in areas with a large Shiite population. These projects include microcredit programs, agricultural development projects, and small business support programs. Hezbollah says that these projects aim to reduce unemployment and promote economic growth. Critics, however, argue that these projects create an economic structure dependent on Hezbollah and are used to increase the organization's economic power. Hezbollah and international aid activities. Hezbollah claims to carry out relief activities not only in Lebanon, but also internationally. The organization organizes aid campaigns, especially during natural disasters and humanitarian crises in Muslim countries. These activities are seen as aimed at improving Hezbollah's image internationally and increasing its influence in the Islamic world. However, some countries consider these activities of Hezbollah as terrorist financing and prevent them. Hezbollah and cybersecurity. In recent years, Hezbollah has also started to operate in cyberspace. It is claimed that the organization has developed both defensive and offensive cyber capabilities. Hezbollah's cyber activities allegedly include spreading propaganda, gathering intelligence, and organizing cyber attacks against critical infrastructures. In particular, it is claimed to be waging cyber warfare against Israel. However, Hezbollah generally denies these allegations and claims that its cyber activities are purely defensive. Hezbollah and diaspora relations. Hezbollah seeks to establish strong ties with the Shiite diaspora living outside Lebanon. The organization attaches importance to keeping in touch with and gaining the support of Lebanese Shiites living in different countries around the world. In addition to providing financial support to Hezbollah, these ties allow the organization to carry out lobbying activities in the international arena. Intelligence gathering through diaspora members is also possible. However, some countries consider Hezbollah's diaspora activities as a national security threat and try to prevent them. Relations with Hezbollah and other resistance movements. Hezbollah seeks to develop relations with other resistance movements in different parts of the world. The organization has particularly close relations with the Palestinian resistance movements. These relations may include ideological solidarity, as well as military and strategic cooperation. Through these relations, Hezbollah aims to increase its regional influence and strengthen the so-called axis of resistance. However, these relations contribute to Hezbollah's international perception as a terrorist organization. Hezbollah and the future of Lebanon. Hezbollah's role in Lebanon's future is one of the most controversial issues in the country. Its supporters argue that Hezbollah is indispensable for Lebanon's security and independence, while its opponents argue that the organization should be disarmed. Hezbollah's presence has a profound impact on Lebanon's domestic politics and foreign relations. The organization's close ties with Iran complicate Lebanon's relations with the West and Gulf countries. The future course of Hezbollah is of critical importance, not only for Lebanon, but also for the entire Middle East region. Whether the organization will accept disarmament, whether it will fully integrate into the political system, and how it will shape its regional policies are among the issues that will be closely monitored in the coming years. Conclusion. Dear viewers, I have tried to explain the complex and controversial history, ideology, and activities of Hezbollah. As we have seen, Hezbollah is not only a military organization, but also a multifaceted structure with political, social, and economic dimensions. Hezbollah's role in Lebanon and the Middle East, its position in international relations, and its future are still the subject of great debate. Its supporters see it as a resistance movement and a folk hero, while its opponents see it as a terrorist organization. It is important that you form your own views on this complex and multi-dimensional issue. I hope this video has helped you to learn more about Hezbollah and gain a better understanding of the issue. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel. Also, I welcome your comments. What do you think about Hezbollah, and what other aspects would you like me to cover on this topic? See you in the next video. Bye.